Everybody knows one song sung blue. Every garden grows one. Me and you.
Which I thought I don't have the rest of the course if I do so posterity will not get there. So I wrote I also copied the criteria. I was there yesterday when I was told that I want to see the extent of the problem that I was talking about. I'm sure when we all finish, you definitely know what I mean by it. That's what all the water that we use here, at least the majority, yes, water from pump comes to them and comes here before we use it to see the components and all. At Intas, Shomas, and the Pin, and all the other areas also get their supply from start to get their supply. So anything that will happen that is very well contaminated, then the taking from the past. Later on, when we go to that side, we see something. The contractor who did the business provided what we call fencing around that point where the water enters the reservoir. Provided a metal gate. So when you do the business, your personnel to go there and check the influence of water from the river side to this place. We are surprised about 10 weeks ago, we did an attack the metal gate carry the whole thing up. So now the places are there as an we've ordered for anyone to be able to consolidate it.
It means that if anyone should put in
we are the next element. That is why I said no. Posterity, anybody who wants to tackle government can just take it easy with this thing. And it can be the end of all of us. That's why I decided I have to bring this thing so you see for yourself that this is not something that we have to work joking with because it has serious ramifications for the health of the city of Accra. So we'll go out here, then you see the type of settlement. I just want you to see the type of settlement. Then maybe later you'd like to talk to the people. Almost close to tears. What are we doing to ourselves? Because cholera outbreak from such a thing, we just bring ourselves to what? To the toilet.
And you got some first time did buy and obi no more one sana so me buy
beba be market we hina what nti beba ka che obi a china e me beba abe market we hina na ebubu ni hina because enye legal what is any ya kan ya wo plant nso wa ha nti plant ya wo ha na o say put it nsuo no wo moti ha na mo tufum na mo ko toilet gum ni hina na e ko nsuo no na nsuo no so concrete na obi a num nsuo no enye what nti yebeba be body row wo ha china ya the van beba abe body row wo ha hina ya mo bia 1 week yebe mark na nya wo ha ni hina ya mo bia 1 week wo ni ye protecting nsuo no what okay nti sa ni the row yebe bo no what thank you for the information I would am my no wabua yen pa because assassin no e yo bidia ube si bibin so of so I was so nya permit ansa na wodi esi yen kotna bebi keke nti wo mo ye first na enye correct mo so mo abeka ho be wote ye stop what yo nti ya jama sepi
love jolo jolo water west oh but so yeah better high
Achimota forest no
I mean Okponglo ni open
I better know
if you shall walk over
Minister of Works and Housing and Water Resources. You perceive who's a mobile and a wine.
My brother here, for they am staying here, but I don't know who will give the place.
You know who give the place. You know, occupying, building on a land, in fact, and putting structures without permission, they are illegal. And you are at a very strategic area, which has security implications for us as a nation. That's why the Accra Mayor is here. And so this week, or it's tomorrow, and AMA will be moving in to mark all the kiosks, and he's informed us that you have 1 week. And so announcement will come tomorrow. So we wanted to find out actually if you had a leader.
Actually, I said I don't know who is the leader.
So it's everybody. So what is the name of this area?
Yeah, you just talk it like waterways.
Call it waterways. So precisely or waterways. It doesn't mean that if the waterways was not here, it was going to be legal for you to just go and put structures anywhere you want.
No, the structure was here before I came to Libya.
No, not you, but now you are here. You know, when somebody steals money, and excuse me to give you that example, and you go and you partake in that booty, you are part and parcel of it. Exactly. So that's what you are talking about. If you are living here and you've not even asked your brother, whoever, whether the structure is legal, what is your permit, what is that, then it's just as legal as any other thing. And for waterways, it's a national security issue. And so you will be, in fact, the Metropolitan Assembly will be coming to clear this area. The mayor says in 1 week. So.
Yeah, let me understand something. First, you told us that your brother was staying here. He left, and then you came. And then now you say the structure was here before you came.
He built it.
He built it. Okay. So you are not paying rent to anybody? You are not paying rent?
And it's Ben Kofi.
Ben Kofi.
I'm a security man. G4.
G4.
Okay.
He will explain the genesis of the whole problem. I want to put it this way, that we got an SOS call from the National Security, that's a security alert, about this booster station. And the fact that there were slums, or there's a slum that is springing up, And the fact that even where we have the reservoir that the water goes in, for it to be, pumped out or for it to be distributed to our homes, what they have used in protecting that facility, that the residents of this slum had gone and they had actually destroyed it and taken it away. Practically, I don't know whether it was stolen. And so it's been left to the mercies of everybody. And they do go there. You all see where we came from, the fencing. They've actually cut the fence and they go there and use buckets and other things to fetch. The security aspect in this case is that should anyone decide to be mischievous and drops any deadly substance in that water, you can say that greater part of Greater Accra, people will die. And so that's with serious security implications for all of us. So that was what actually prompted this trip. In fact, we got the call yesterday. It was late yesterday. If not, we would have followed up right yesterday. But we spoke with the Accra mayor, and he was kind enough to also cut his appointments for today to join us to come and have a look at it, since he's the mayor of this place, and they'll have to carry, any demolition exercise, if it was going to be necessary. But we've come and we've realized that it's need an urgent attention, because any mistake we do is going to cost us seriously as a nation, and that time it may be too late to do any other thing.
As an assembly, as government, we are very concerned about the quantity and quality of water that goes into the community, and we have to do and take all necessary measures to ensure that we protect the water that goes for people's consumption. What we have all seen this morning constitutes illegal settlement. Not only illegal settlement, but there's an illegal settlement that is detrimental to the supply of water. And so there is the need for us to take immediate steps to protect the water, to protect the facility. What we are going to do is that starting tomorrow, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly will come to the grounds and make announcements. As you have heard from the various interviews that we have just conducted, these people just saw a bare land and felt that they could use it for their housing purposes. And so tomorrow we will bring in our team, our task force, to undertake public announcement and awareness to let them know that this is not the place to make an abode. This is not the place to put illegal structures in. It is too close to Comfort, that is national, facility. Having done the announcements for about a week, starting tomorrow also, secondly, we will mark all these structures and then give them, a couple of days to produce their permits. Even though we know what we know, we will give them, to produce permits. And then within a week, we will take the necessary steps to make sure that we demolish all these structures. We need to do it quick and swift because we do not know. The water supply to our communities is at risk, and we cannot waste any time. From what we were told, they carry buckets and they carry other containers to go straight into the facility. Secondly, they have also gone to the extent of stealing, metal gates and other equipment that pumps water into the whole of Accra. There is a new wind that is blowing with respect to water, and let me take this opportunity to put out there. We are taking necessary steps, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, to ensure that all water hydrants in Accra are closed, just to ensure that we increase the volume of water that goes into the community. The research shows that if we do that, we will have good flow of water into the residential or into the community of Accra. And so we are going to do that. When we do that, we will also identify that there are some areas where we do not have water lines for the supply of water. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly will take control and charge of that to make sure that those areas receive
good flow of water through tanker supplies into those areas. So that is a new breed of administration that is flowing through the vicinity, not just in Accra, but throughout all the districts in the region. And so we want to protect the supply of water. We want to make sure that our communities are served with good quality water.
Airport residential area. Achimota, Legon, Adenta, Madina, Sharbutwe, Dom, Kwabenya, Ashoman, and its environs all get their water from here.
And from what the lady said, we've been here for about a year or more. I'm sure you are aware they are here. Why did it take so much?
I only discovered them 2 weeks ago because hitherto I used to live at what they call Weja, and I always came into the main yard through the what they call the Western Gate. And with that, I'm sure you will not see it. I'm sure when you were coming here, you didn't see that the settlement was here. The whole thing is so discreet that unless you come through this end, you will not even know that something like that is here. And even if you knew, you wouldn't know the extent of it. Like when we walk through, we realize that it's a whole township, isn't it? Initially, you may think it's only about 2 or 3 structures from outside. But when you come in, then you see that, hey, the situation is bigger than what they call it meets the eye. So it's not a question of what they call it, they haven't been here a year ago. Yes, they might have been here a year ago, but I only discovered it 2 weeks ago, and I knew automatically what the implications are for the safety of the water that we give to the people of Accra. That is why I took it upon myself that posterity will not forgive me if I don't bring the attention of the authorities to it for action to be taken now. I hope that answers your question, madam. First step. Maybe this is the first step we are all collectively taking to ensuring that that which you are painting vividly do not come to pass. Because water, we know, is the main source of what? Life for human and plant. Even what they call it, animals, yes, they also what they call take some water, right? So if we take this step now, maybe it will be an eye-opener for all of us to now look at how we protect the receptacles that holds all the water that we use in our various communities, not only Accra. I'm worried about Accra because of the impact and the implications because this is the capital city of Ghana, and it will not do the image of Ghana good if it were to go onto the net that somebody has been able to contaminate the water supply system in Accra, and as a result, all businesses are down because food processing companies also take water from here, and they cannot produce anything. You get my point? Others who take their source from here cannot do anything. So it has a ramification to collapse as our health. Then our economy can also suffer as a result of any such attack on it. Yeah.
We are going to map out all the necessary steps that we need to take to protect the flow of water in Accra. We are not just interested in the supply. We want to look at what is preventing high quality and high level volumes of water flowing in Accra. What necessary steps do we need to look into as a result of the illegal activities? The building of hydrants, the bridging of water from flowing, and then what you just mentioned, securing all of these sites. So there is a meeting in place that has already started to look at all these issues and to comprehensively address them. So yes, I'm glad that you asked those questions, but these are things that we are already far ahead to address and to make sure that we protect the water, increase the quality, and increase the flow of water for the residents of Accra.
That use the hydrants.
Okay.
What happens is that many a times some of these fire service, hydrants are used for commercial purposes, and we should always put 1 and 2 together. Yes, we need water. We want to be buying water from tankers, or we want Ghana Water Company and all the stakeholders to do their job well and then give us water in our various homes through our pipes. What is happening is that selling water with a tanker has now become an order of the day. And so if you were a business person dealing in water tanker services, would you want water to be flowing in people's homes? Because as soon as we regularize the water flow in the system, you're out of business. So you do all that you can, and you do whatever it takes to make sure that water flow is impeded. So the first action is to close down the hydrants. And in fact, if you go to Adenta, when certain things were closed down, some part of Adenta is now enjoying water. Okay, and so it's some, yes, we do have challenges as a ministry, and that's, we have to stay that clear. Our capacity is way below. No, it's way below the population that is serving now. Apart from the fact that the equipments that we have are very old, from the 60s. We've been to Weja, we've been to Pong. I think Weja is even a little bit better than Pong. You saw what we saw at Pong. So these are things that we are working at them. But some of these shortages, they are caused artificially. That is a fact. They are artificially caused. And then apart from that, we always take issues for granted in our country. Not until something happens. Not until that earthquake happened at Haiti. Ghanaians wouldn't have moved out of their homes with the forced text message that there's earthquake coming, and everybody forgot about the armed robbers. And then we all left our various homes and went to the various spots. I'm sure that it's not coming up, but I'm sure armed robbers also did their bit during that day. So not until we get some sort of irreparable damage, we will not wake up. No one will see this. That's why we brought the media, because you see, the media plays an important role in the development of this nation. I've been saying that when the thing is wrong, it's wrong. Let us look at the bigger interests of our country. I think you mentioned something of a brick. I've been there a number of times alone. After we left, the place is very beautiful now. The well we saw is now being pumping. It started pumping water. Now there's a huge padlock light that's really locking it for security. It's been painted. So these are some of the things. So I'm sure that the next time we visit this place, we wouldn't know that this is the slum that we came to meet. And then we will see more, we will have to also, fence the place as it used to be first for security reasons. So I think that measures that are being put in place is not to actually punish anybody, but as the mayor said, where hydrants are closed, we will do our bit, as government, as the metropolis, for how we can get water to reach the people. That's why, he said stakeholders meeting. We have AMA, we have AVRL, we have Ghana Water Company. Yeah, so it's going to be good.
Average daily inflow from the east-west, which used to be 1.8, has now moved to 3.2 million gallons a day. And that has translated into operations on the MPZ to 3.2 million gallons a day. It's almost doubling. So which means the hydrants were taking a lot and was not allowing the pressures to push the water to this end. But since they closed them down a week ago, at least we are beginning to see the inflow. We will go there and we'll see the inflow. We'll go to the terminal, point, and you will see it. Yeah.
And the hydrants we're talking about, these are not the hydrants that's being used by the fire service. No, these are legal or illegal.
My worry at that time was, we even had a lot. Now everybody was taking permit to go and build pure water factory.
Exactly.
Closer to Pong.
Yeah. You know what that means?
You understand?
That it will reduce the volume of water that comes to Tema and further reduce the water that comes from
exactly.
Tema to
Exactly. So that was the explanation I gave that day. That you see, we should even stop as a company. We should stop giving permit to so much this sachet water, and even if you are coming for it, you should look at where you are going to actually put that sachet water factory. Not getting close to our main treatment plant. So on the main line that is supplying Tema, we are all, and you saw the hydrant that has been, that, and you saw the huge tanks in that house, and you saw the tanks that were coming for the water and taking it elsewhere, First it was for sachet water until we saw that the tank was green inside. And then now he said, no, it was for construction. But you realize that now he's explained that by closing some hydrants, the inflow has practically doubled.
Increase from 1.8.
So when we do this exercise, of course, some people may not be happy, but it's to the larger population because water is a right, it's not a privilege.
And we have to consider the fact that I'm going to say this because the press will hear all the hulu balu about AMA being closing people down, but we have to understand that the money, the resources that goes into the production of water is the people's money.
Sure.
It's not individual companies' money. It's not individual people's money. It is the nation's money, and that water that is produced must go to the people. But what is happening is a deterrent. I mean, we need to stop it because it's too much cost. You know, the people are being deprived of their natural right, which is water for everybody.
When we finished this thing and you came back to the
Police.
So what work are they doing?
How do you go down in there?
Oh, we normally bring in a ladder. Yeah, because we thought it was a wild place. Yeah, because from here you won't see much, is it? Yeah, if you stand here, you only see 1, 2, 3, 4. So, what's the big deal? But when you get in there, before you see the actual extent.
So if you are not careful, soon
Physical evidence is there. Good afternoon, you come around 12 o'clock here. Yes, good afternoon, you come around 12 o'clock. There's no flow. Because, yes, demand in town around this time. Ask them, they are the operators. Sometime back during the day around this time, you come here and nothing is coming through. Even if it comes out, just but now you can see steady flow. Yeah, at the peak of what they call demand, which is what they call 1 o'clock. Yeah. So
we're explaining.
Yeah.
So if somebody poisons us,
it's not, because if they say fine, we are finished cleaning the main transmission one, take care of your own service one, it becomes a cost.
No. Even the cost comes as a real secondary, if not even a tertiary issue. Because when you talk about poisoning, you're talking about life.
To clear the mess in the distribution network, it won't be, it's unthinkable. So we need to do something about this. And like Madam said, removing the hydrants, we can all see the net effect. That even at 1 o'clock, we have this steady flow. So at night, bad news for them. Bad news. Can you close the restaurant?
Every day, night,
Maybe I'm telling myself.
Good afternoon, madam.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
My name is Dr. BC.
I'm Randolph.
Deputy Minister, Works and Housing. We are going around inspecting the bungalows of Department of Rural Housing and to see the number of bungalows where we have retirees living in them and they are supposed to live. You understand that you said we should sell those bungalows to you?
Not that we are yes. We say you sell them to us. And we are
a written promise. Yes, we wrote to you that that we sell your bungalow to you, or a category of bungalows were going to be sold. Can you come over to the ministry and then get the regulations guiding which bungalows?
Of course, I will carry that. The staff of the Department of Rural Housing applied to the ministry that the houses be turned over to them. And after deliberations, the ministry gave a promise, which we are holding to till some of us have gone on retirement. And we are still waiting, expecting that the houses will be sold to us. That is the simple story about the whole issue.
Okay. Well, you understand that the ministry is not selling the houses. Supposing we decide to sell, every officer decides to buy the house that we live in. Your grandchildren, since you've gone on retirement, your children's children who have to come and work, where do they live? Well, we've decided we are not, when I can promise to give you a car, and I decide not to give the car to you. Promises are not contracts. So we are inspecting our bungalows, which we will be taking the retirees who have to leave the bungalows, so that we work on them, and then we give to active workers of the department and other departments.
That's fine.
Because we do have active workers who are serving still, and they don't have places to live.
We understand. What you are saying now, Madam, we understand fully. But the issue is, you see, the promise has been made for some 5 years now. I will show you the promise. I will show you. It's a written record.
No, what I'm saying,
Yes.
you are not just understanding me.
What is it?
Whatever promise that you had with whoever gave you the promise,
Yes.
I'm glad you didn't say we entered into any contract with you. That's what I'm talking about. Promising. Because you went and you applied. Maybe at a point you heard ministers and other government officials were buying their houses, they're living here and there. No, please, I'm talking.
Okay, feel free.
Thank you. You heard they were buying, so you chose to also apply that where you are living should be sold to you. That's a state property. So if somebody made a promise to you, I hope you also understand that promises are not binding, they are not contractual, so we don't have any obligation to that person's promise. The obligation we have now as government, as ministry, is to give accommodation to the workers, the serving officers. And that's exactly what we are going to do. That is an obligation. That we have to go by it. So we are actually taking into account all our bungalows and not just this one. Like this one, we have so many retirees living in the bungalows. And we have so many serving officers too. Somebody comes from Insawam to come and work, which is not fair. And so we came by and we decided that we are taking account of some of these bungalows because we realized that it's a back and forth sort of thing that you all don't want to move out. And so we've come into somebody, okay, me, it hasn't even come to my attention. Somebody took us to court. Okay, well, yeah, these are the things that we have to guide ourselves. And the media, you will know that we do have problems. I think the other day we had a chief executive officer who they rented. Now we have to be renting. And like him, so many of them. When they are coming to work, you give them their location. Later, they don't want to leave. And I always say this then, when we go into the affordable housing where we put up houses, and then the public officials can also, comfortably mortgage some and then buy, then we'll not be having issues like this. I'm sure that if he had a place to live, definitely he would have moved out. He wouldn't have gone through this hassle. But that doesn't mean that we will not take back our bungalows. We will take back our bungalows, but we are putting measures in place. There are people who go on retirement